Yesterday, Berg said that he wasn't going to pose, yet he was here. He was here to ask questions. Did he get all his answers? Pop, you've got to tell me.
He absolutely will not in this episode. I can tell you already. This is going to be one of those slow kick the can down the road a little while episodes. I'm Joel Sharpton, one half of the Articulate Coven, and this is my watch of the OG supernatural soap opera, Dark Shadows. We are in episode 52, folks. Let's see what's happening in Collinsport.
And sometimes you'll see people drive by and stop and stare at the haunted house, hoping to get a look at the witch and the witch's daughter. But things didn't really start to hum until Burke Devlin came back.
Coincidentally, when Victoria got there too, like, yeah, you didn't want to blame it on her, but like we knew what you meant.
And no matter what my mother says, or Matthew, or Uncle Roger, no matter what anybody else says, what we saw out there tonight was the body of a dead man.
I mean, sure looked like it to me. I am going to be shocked if it doesn't end up being Bill Malloy. He's missing, first of all. There's no reason he would be. Roger's acting awfully suspicious. This is a soap opera.
Well, he doesn't have to be from here. He could have been drowned way down the coast or fallen off a boat at sea.
But it could be.
No, it couldn't.
Yes, it could.
Bill Malloy is the closest thing to a father I ever had. It wasn't Bill. It couldn't have been. Of course. You're right.
I don't know that we've seen this level of affection from her about Bill Malloy before. I mean, I guess the very first time that the two of them interacted, you know, he referred to her affectionately, Princess or something like that, and she was fond and sweet to him. But I think this is a little bit of an overplay of the way that she felt about him previously.
I could have sworn I heard something.
Did you hear me, Pop?
What is it, Maggie?
It's almost 1 o'clock.
Pretty good transition. I like when they're thematic.
Well, then it must have been David.
Where are you going? Don't unlock the door.
I'm going to catch a live little ghost.
I do love the idea of Carolyn and Victoria playing Scooby-Doo in this house.
Carolyn, they already think we're hearing things, seeing things. Now they're going to think we're hearing them.
Vicky, we are hearing things. And we did see a dead man at the foot of Widow's Hill tonight. Nobody can convince me differently.
Victoria's right, though. You're going to sound crazy if you go wake everybody up.
You had to be born.
I don't know on what day. The foundling home gave me a birthday, but nobody knows if it's right. When you haven't had something, it becomes important.
Oh, that's a good line. When you haven't had something, it becomes important. I feel bad for Vicky.
Collins.
Who is it? Hello?
Who was it?
All right. We've got 4 of our actors now, Maggie and Sam and Victoria and Carolyn. It's going to be a slow episode is my assumption, because those 4 are not going to get together here in the middle of the night. It's mostly going to be, nerve-wracking. I do wonder how long we're going to have to wait to get confirmation that Bill is dead. And then even longer, I'm assuming, to find out who actually did it. Gosh, Vicky's still supposed to go have dinner at Sam's house at some point soon.
I don't know. He hung up.
All right. So it's going to be Roger in the drawing room, probably throwing things, I'm assuming, because he's so uptight about everything that's going on. Yeah, well, if it was Roger, why wouldn't he answer the phone? Maybe a ghost?
Vicky, please, let's go back upstairs. I feel a lot safer there. At least we can lock the door.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought where the book is open to is what mattered. Well, I think that is our first, like, confirmed supernatural thing, right? I mean, we watched that book open and uncover a specific picture from the family album. Like, that was not David doing it. That was not Roger doing it. That was not Matthew doing it. That was a ghost.
Yesterday, Burke said that he wasn't going to pose, yet he was here. He was here to ask questions. Did he get all his answers? Pop, you've got to tell me.
He absolutely will not in this episode. I can tell you already. This is going to be one of those slow kick the can down the road a little while episodes.
Could it possibly have been Bill Malloy?
That's what I've been trying to think because I want it to be. But I think I would have known his voice.
If it had been Bill Malloy, he would have asked for Mother. And he wouldn't have hung up.
Hey, you know, this sounds like the kind of thing that a drunk would do. Calling up from some bar.
Let's just acknowledge the fabulousness of these two nightgowns, by the way.
It couldn't have been Bill Malloy. He usually shouts a lot.
I know.
He shouts at Uncle Roger a lot.
Roger? Yeah, that's the other thing. If he would have called, he wouldn't have said Collins. He would have said, Roger?
Burke Devlin was here earlier today asking about him.
Why didn't you tell me Burke was here?
Because he came to see your uncle.
Well, as long as he didn't come just to see you.
No, he had a lot of other things on his mind.
Carolyn is sleeping in this woman's bed tonight because she's nervous and scared. She's ostensibly like the only real friend that Carolyn's got other than Joe Haskell, her would-be husband. And still she's like, don't get any ideas about Burke Devlin, lady.
And where is Bill Malloy?
I wish I knew, Maggie. I wish he were right in this room. There's so many things I want to ask him.
Not nearly so many things as he wants to ask you.
What do you mean by that?
Well, he practically put me through the 3rd degree yesterday.
What did he say?
Well, he seemed to think that you had some important information.
What did he say? What kind of information?
No, that's what I've been waiting for you to tell me.
I do love seeing the seams, though, in soap opera storytelling. Like, sometimes we will skip the passing on of information because it is expeditious to the story for us to just know that word got passed, right? That happened off screen. Don't even worry about it. Other times we will watch the game of telephone through the town of Collinsport, like slowly over the course of a week's worth of episodes. This is one of those times where it's slowly passing. Everybody's filling each other in on everything that they know.
You're hurting me.
Swear to me on your mother's name.
I won't read it.
Swear.
I don't have to. I've never lied to you in my life, Pop. I've never broken a promise to you either.
All right, filler episode it was, but that was some really solid acting at the end from David Ford, especially. And Maggie was great too. Catherine Lee Scott, she's awesome. It's a slow one. Let's hope that this next one brings it home. Don't forget, if you're watching these 3 episodes on YouTube, you can catch the next 3 already on our Patreon, articulatecoven.com/join. $2 or more a month. Get you access to everything we do early and ad-free. Thank you to everybody who already supports us. And if you're in a position to do so, we sure do appreciate it.